November 9th, 2022, work session to order. Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and
Justice for all.
Women on out executive session.
yeah, I have to call roll. Elaine, will you please call roll?
Present. Here.
Here.
Mr. King,
Here.
Mr. Miller,
Here.
Mr. O'Neill,
Here.
Mr. Ross,
Here.
Mr. Zaritsky, Ms. Belcastro.
Here.
There was an executive session held this evening at 6:45 PM for the purpose of discussing a personnel issue. Also, since Rachel's our only visitor, I'm going to skip the public comment decorum speech.
I don't have anything to say, so.
So that leaves us to comments on agenda items. Nothing? All right, moving on. Minutes to approve the voting session minutes from the October 20th, 2022 meeting. Any questions? Comment? Mr. King, treasurer's report.
Following bills and reports are submitted for approval. One, confirm the October 2022 general fund payments in the amount of $1,923,375.26. Number two, confirm the October 2022 cafeteria fund payment amount of $3,450.50. Number three, confirm the October 2022 construction fund payments in the amount of $613,788.27. B, a report to approve the October 2022 Berkheimer report.
Any questions? There's nothing under board policy. Mr. O'Neill
We have nothing.
leads us to education. Mr. Ross.
Number one, to approve a 2-year service agreement extension with Global Wordsmiths to provide language transition and interpretation services through December 31st, 2024. This is an extension of a current contract approved last year and contains no rate increases. 2, to approve the district comprehensive plan for submission to the State Department of Education to include the following state reports. Induction plan, that would be chapter 49, professional development plan, that's Act 48, gifted education plan assurances, that's chapter 16.
Questions?
Nothing for technology.
Athletics. Mr.
Oh.
King.
Number one, to approve the following winter coaching staff and stipend pending receipt review and acceptance of all clearances. Stipend will be $1,000, and I don't believe we have a coach yet.
Not yet.
You don't have anything to add?
I don't have a name yet.
Okay.
Will that be on for next week?
Will we have a name by next week? Yes.
Mr. Curricular, Mrs. DeSenza.
Just an FYI on the field trips, there's a chart listed with the description, group, and dates they'll be attending.
Questions? Okay, building and grounds, Mr. Zaritsky isn't here. So number one, to approve the following building usage. You see in the chart, the building, the organization that will be using it, the date, and what's the purpose. Number two, to approve resolution 2022-05, directing and authorizing the superintendent to execute the stormwater best management practices, operations, and maintenance agreement with the Township of Center as part of the Todd Lane construction project. Number three, to approve the following change orders related to the construction project. A, general construction contract. Motion to approve change order
GC number 6 or number 5, I'm sorry.
for the Center Grange. The credit presented to the Presented to provide FEMA storm shelter water in lieu of motorized roller storm doors in the amount of $98,414.
Probably C number one. We just haven't known this.
B, electrical contract, number one, to approve change order hashtag EC1 for Center Grange, a credit to delete electrical and fire alarm work associated with the deletion of the storm shelter roll-up doors in the amount of $4,495.25.
Any questions on those? And on the number two, the resolution, that was for the the Todd Lane project, not Center Grange. That is correct. We just never executed that agreement whenever that project was done. Going to do a construction update at this point in time. Mr. Rawson?
Good evening. The project is going really well, to be honest. No real surprises. No real long-term back orders. Concrete is a little bit of a struggle to get. We tend to order and wait and order and wait. It's not unusual for the concrete companies just to cancel on us. Just said, you know, sorry, we're overbooked today. See you tomorrow. We're working around it. We've still got plenty of work to do, so we can just move crews whilst we're waiting on concrete and keep everybody going. Basically where we're at.
Clint and I made some phone calls today. I think we might have made some progress on the concrete. We hope. So
We got some fires today. Masonry continues to lay block in various locations and grout to window height and above. We've been knocking out bearing plate locations and installing. Scaffold is being disassembled as we finish block and erected as needed to continue construction. Electrical and plumbing continue to install fixtures, drains, clean outs, bathrooms, and sanitation lines. Plugs and outlets are being installed at elevation electrical as construction goes up. All of the footing, insulation and block waterproofing has been installed and rolled in place and it's complete. Block flashing is installed to date as the block is. As we come up from the footings with more block, more flashing will be installed. We've had another delivery of lintels and bearing plates which have been installed and are currently getting welded. Underground electrical conduits are installed in finished bays in the storm shelter. We would have actually poured floors today in the storm shelter area. We could have got concrete. We're hoping for tomorrow. Concrete crews have been working in the storm shelter, bringing gravel and just getting ready for the slab pour. Excavation crew was on site to complete downspouts and tie-ins for the storm drain. That is also completed. Bar one water line that will go along the whole length of the back classrooms. And that's basically where we're at. Thank you very much.
any questions for Clint? Things are progressing nicely. I don't know if you've seen the building, but the walls are going up. I mean, it's starting to come together.
If anybody wants to come over, give me a shout. I'll give you the time.
That's what I was gonna ask you, is it okay to walk over and take a ride over to take a look? Could you take us through there? Okay.
Just don't let him make any changes.
We promise you that.
Hey, while we're on building grounds, can I ask Sam something?
Pardon me?
While we're on building and grounds, can I ask Sam something?
Certainly can.
Okay,
Mr. Saccone, Mr. Ambrose has a question for you.
next Monday, is the cafeteria hosting something else and it's not available? Can we use the library to have a meeting for not only the round ball, but the tournament that's coming up? Will the library be okay? Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions for building and grounds? All right, Mr. Bloom, personnel.
Okay, we'll be looking to approve Clint Weltner as a full-time custodian at a rate of $14.50 an hour in accordance with the CVESP agreement effective October 21st, 2022, pending receipt, review, and acceptance of all clearances. Number 2, to approve an FMLA request for a middle school teacher from January 3rd, 2023 through March 29th, 2023. Number 3, to approve an unpaid leave for a cafeteria worker from October 28th, 2022 through January 3rd, 2023. And then I'd like to report that the Personnel Committee has been interviewing candidates for special ed positions. Yesterday, we had 4 candidates teach demo lessons. We're bringing 3 of them back on Monday at 4 o'clock to reflect on their lessons. We should be bringing their names to the board next Thursday. That's all I have.
Questions? Finance, Mr. Ambrose.
Representative Finance.
Nothing, thank you.
Right? No? All right. You want to go before I ask them to go?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, well, I will let you
I
go.
have nothing.
Okay. All right, you guys are on a 1-minute thing.
Real quick, we just finished our 9 weeks, report card went live yesterday, the first 9 weeks. We are now into our second 9 weeks, we're gonna have keystone testing here in a month. And then Mrs. Lewis, Ms. Damp on, Ms. Damp ran Cabaret, which was a well-attended, event for 200 some people probably there. And Mrs. Lewis had her band this past week. I thank them for their efforts, the involvement of a number of kids.
Hope can anything from you?
Echo, Mr. McCreary, finished up the first 9 weeks, went really well, proud of the kids, they're working hard. We're off and running with the second 9 weeks, the rotating guards switched. We had a great Halloween, get together here the other day, and we're planning. Just did a bunch of Veterans Day stuff today, and invited cards for all of our veterans, which is going out tomorrow. And for some stuff coming up for Thanksgiving, so well.
Mr. Argotti.
So we just finished up our 9 weeks too, and our cards went live. On Wednesday, we had our first golden ticket party. So we added something for our clubs this year where we count up by grade level, what grade level turns into those golden tickets. And then they kind of receive their own little party. So we did like a glow stick party. They played Nintendo Switch. They played a kickball game, and then they played a look it. So our 4th grade won, and they really enjoyed that. So that's something we added new. On Thursday and Friday, we had parent-teacher conferences. We had a lot of parents in the building, which were nice. And tomorrow, all of our students get the accelerated reader goal. So we'll be celebrating with a movie, and they're dressing up as their favorite Disney or Marvel character. And then on November 22nd, which is a Tuesday, we'll celebrate the individual goals that the students made for accelerated reader.
Mrs. Kasanovich.
So many of the same things that everyone else has mentioned. We did have our Halloween parties and parades that went over really big with a lot of the parents and grandparents who came to visit, see them parade outside. Report cards did go home. We are the ones who do still print the report cards, so they did go home. Finished with parent-teacher conferences. It was really nice having the parents in the building. To at least see some things on the walls that the kids are working on. We did work on Veterans Day things that teachers have hung on the walls to thank our veterans. And they're starting to work on our 2nd grade Christmas program. So lots of stuff happening.
Our gifted academic games, we have our propaganda competition next week, November 15th. So we'll have lots of students competing in that locally. And for special education, progress reports should be coming home for any students who have IEPs. And our watching has started at the middle school. We're going to run a fall, winter session, and then a winter spring session later in the school year as well. And at the high school, they're working on the rosters for the team here as well. And for Special Olympics, we do have an active polar plunge team that is captained by Courtney Modis and Elise King, who are 2 of our speech teachers. They've been actively organizing fundraisers and doing a lot of effort to draw people to the team so we can take back our title of winning the Pool Schools Challenge. So if anybody would like to join us in the Pool Plunge, that's January 21st. So we would love to have you join our team.
See it.
Mr. Sixton.
Fall sports are winding down. All the sports are done except for football. Quarterfinal round will be hosted here on Friday at 7 o'clock, despite many of the rumors because of the weather coming in. Get a notice today that it will be at 7 o'clock on Friday. So, some rumors out there that we're off because of Veterans Day, etc. 7 o'clock kickoff, Laurel Highlands to win at a neutral site. Next Friday, semifinals and then the finals will be on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. And the 4A championship is slotted. Winter sports will start November 18th.
If we win Friday, who would we, I know that, who's the two teams that they're playing that we would play the winner of?
TJ and Latrobe.
Mr. I. Miller.
Real quick, the past couple of weeks, I've been rolling out some of those new security policies that I presented to the technology committee a couple of weeks ago. We've also been prepping the teachers to receive their new laptops. I did a walkthrough with Mr. Rawson, the electricians, and some of their subs at Center Grange to just confirm some layouts of the new security cameras. And I've done a couple of walkthroughs, and I'll be doing another one on Veterans Day for the pre-construction of the paging system at the high school. All right.
All right. That leads us to board comments. Mr. Bloom.
I'd like to kick the football team for making it this far and wish them luck as we move on. And I'd like to thank the teachers, Aaron and your staff for what you're putting through for the special ed teachers. It's a grueling process, I know, but I'll tell you what, it gets us the best candidates. Thank you for all you do.
I really don't have anything, but echo what Mr. Bloom had just said, and the process that we go through it's proven. And in fact, I even asked yesterday, how the people that we've hired up to this point are doing, and do we make any mistakes? We did, how we did with past employees that we hired, and everything sounds positive. So that's good to hear. So our process seems to be working, and that's the big key. So just continue to do what we're doing and try to improve if we can.
Just echo what they said.
Mr. O'Neill.
I'd like to congratulate Mr. Ken. That's a beautiful publication that you put out that we all got. As a former journalism teacher, I give you an A.
Very nice.
Mr. King.
Yes, I would like to congratulate the middle school football team and their coaching staff. And I would like to send them a letter from the board and administration.
You got it.
Also like to congratulate the boys football team, varsity football team, and the girls volleyball team for making the playoffs. How far did they go in the playoffs, Sam?
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
Yeah, lots of quarters.
And I echo what Mr. O'Neill said about the paper. That's the first time I saw it. I think he did a good job. Impressed.
Nothing from me.
Oh, everybody.
One of these days, I will get to say something before everybody else. And I really enjoyed really did enjoy it. It's very good. So.
He was a real warrior. A real warrior.
Go Warriors. Yep. So if there isn't anything else, I will take the motion to adjourn. Mr. Ross, second. Mr. Moed, all in favor?
Aye.
Sure.